Wanna know how to stop messing up your TI renovations? In this video, I'm gonna bring up the importance of framing model in coordination process. I often see a lot of BIM projects go south because they miss very crucial thing, metal framing. This leads to a lot of issues during construction. It happens because the architectural model does not show all the interior structures and details. We can see walls and ceilings, but we don't see all the critical items that identify interior constructability. This can be a huge problem when working with such an important details. Steel framing need to be adapted and changed around the MEPF system every single time. As an example, you have a duct in a hallway, and it should fit well with the design. However, the ACT ceiling is surrounded by soffits that are not included in the architectural model. It's gonna look like this or like this. This leads to unfortunate situations like one shown here. When you include framing in your BIM model, you will know how all the ducts and other system works together with the framing model. You will save yourself time and money because you don't need to think about it during the actual construction process. It is the commonly experienced problem and only one example of all the issues that can happen without correct framing in coordination process. Oh, by the way, I'm Vlada, I'm framing detailer at New Vision Agency, and I've covered framing on more than 40 projects. One more important thing that you need to keep in mind is that the architectural and design models are mostly about drawings. Wall height and soffit details might be missing in the model. If you see a model such as this, it's really hard to believe that it will actually be built like this. We are creating our framing model included full constructability report and fixing all the inaccuracies in the architectural model. There are some critical items in framing that need to be coordinated with MEPF systems and can strongly influence the whole project. Top and bottom tracks, end studs, joint studs, and opening framing like jumps and headers. A single wall has regular studs and critical studs, and if you have some kind of clash with regular studs, it's not gonna be an issue, because MEPF system just will go through spacing or can cause an opening to occur. It is a very simple thing that can be fixed during construction, but if the MEPF system goes through the critical stud, it has to be moved. The common clash is that the MEPF system goes through the king stud in the opening. Even in such cases, jump can be moved and single header can be replaced with header box. It's much better to be detected during coordination process because future changes during construction will cause additionally unnecessary expenses. One of the most common things on the coordinator's list of headaches are kickers. It is a diagonal bracing that supports soffit framing or a partial height wall. They can be installed on one side of panel or on both, and also they have a maximum length and angle. In some cases, bracing is the big part of your project and MEPF system have to be moved around. Sometimes the coordination of kickers takes a lot of time, but it is less so if done properly before the actual construction phase. The reason you need the excellent framing model is to save your time and money. Now, let's talk about how your framing model should look in order to not complicate the life of the BIM coordinator. It's very important to know that you don't need to create an extremely detailed framing model for the coordination. For you, it's a waste time, and for the coordinator, it's unnecessary. You can use the same stud families that do not include information such as the manufacturer of the stud. But for the critical studs, it's better to use separate Revit family, which will have the garish color and recognizable name. This process will make it so the coordinator does not clash with regular studs and not spend a lot of unnecessary time on coordination. While modeling, you have to think about how framing will influence the coordination. Only the interior framing has a real impact on this for the most part, so you don't need to model the exterior. A great deal of your time spent is with the soffit framing. Most systems go above the ceiling and can conflict with it, so we need to include each single soffit details with kickers, horizontal bracing, and lightning pocket. So, to make a good framing model, you need to think about every aspect and details of the project. The reason why we use BIM is to build our model virtually and make the building process go smoothly while also saving your much needed time. You need to understand that framing is one of the most important parts of the building and it needs to be well designed and constructed. That's it for today. I hope you will find it helpful and interesting. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to New Vision channel so you don't miss our new content. Thank you for watching and listening. Damn!